What's up, everyone? I've been chomping at the bit to make this video. It is very cold here in New York City, so that's why I got my hoodie on. But I've been I really been wanting to make this video for a long time. It's, how to essentially, how am I so smart? A lot of times people will say things like, you really do grasp things very quickly. I've always heard that from a young age of like 14, probably even earlier than that. But a lot of people tell me, you're very smart, you're very smart, you're very smart. And the smartest people in the world don't think of themselves as being very smart because, number one, the truly smartest people in the world oftentimes have wisdom to go along with their intelligence, and they know not to get so caught up with the title of being smart because smart people make mistakes. Smart people can always potentially get outclassed and outsmarted by someone that is perceived to be dumber than them. So they don't really like going around calling themselves very smart. You know what I mean? I just kind of have to take a laugh every now and again because I think it's absolutely stupid to call myself smart or whatever. That's really something that other people have put onto me, the title that other people have really given to me. But I essentially read this book called How to Be a Genius. I actually forgot about the author's name, but I'm actually giving the author the credit. It's called How to Be a Genius because I wanted to get smarter. This is back in I want to say this is probably back in 2020, 2021, How to Be a Genius. I read that book. It's a very short book, right? Especially if you get it from an ebook perspective. And in the book, the author is talking about one of the ways in which you become very well skilled and very well learned in something is your mentality. It's not even about, geniuses and, what I'm saying, stuff like this. Like, geniuses just think differently. And if more people can get on the same concordance with how geniuses normally think, more people can actually have more of a mentally developed skill. And the author was basically talking about how one of the best ways, in other words, to learn something is to want to learn it. Is to be open enough to actually learn the topic of what it is that you are trying to pursue, what you're trying to grasp, what you're trying to know. And this basically gets right into my pet peeve, about why it is that I don't deal, even on my own channel here, why it is that I just don't deal with people and specifically, I deal with people, but I mean specifically when they are ignorant. It's because ignorance doesn't mean what it is that you think it means. Most people think that ignorance means you don't know something. That's factually not true. The real etymological understanding of ignorance, unless they change that etymology, but it's right in the root of the word, right? Etymology is nothing but the study of the word, study of words, the actual the message or the power of what words are supposed to convey. And what is in the word ignorance is to ignore. And this is where it is that we get into what it is that I was just saying a second ago about how I don't really like to entertain or really spend too much time, and I really don't have the tolerance, not just the patience. I have the patience for it, right, if it's necessary, but I don't tolerate ignorant people. And the reason why it is that I'm saying that is because how are you an adult and you get to a certain age and you don't want to understand the world that you yourself is living in? I think anyone who has that, me personally, anyone that has that type of mentality is really missing out. Because that's one of my biggest pet peeves, when somebody wants to act like they don't understand certain things so that they can remain helpless, so that they could be a victim. This is part of what it is that I mean when I say at some point, everybody without exception life is going to put you, not because I'm saying that, but because life itself, you're going to be in certain situations, every single last person, if on a long enough timeline, right? If you are alive long enough, where you're going to have to stop playing stupid. You're going to have to stop acting like you don't know anything, because is do it or you're going to end up in the poorhouse. Because there's far too many people on this planet, if you ask me, where there's so much information. You have the internet, you have how many books that are made, how many copies of the same title of the book and the same contents of the book that's been made. There's so much knowledge out here to be attained and to grasp and to acquire, for anyone, no matter who they are, for anyone, teenager or grown adult, to be stupid, to act like they don't understand certain things. They can't grasp it. You know what I mean? Anytime someone tries to interact with that person where they're like, okay, maybe it's a knowledge thing. Maybe you just don't know what you don't know. And then they try to take you up underneath their wing and they try to give you some form of tutelage. You see these weirdo type of people that constantly will fight against learning. And it's like, listen, at the end of the day, if not you, but I'm saying at the end of the day, I'm talking about the metaphorical you, right? The general you. At the end of the day, if a person wants to be stupid, then be stupid. But then stop trying to drag other people into your ignorance, right? Like, stop trying to drag people into your helplessness. You want to be helpless. You want to be stupid. You want to not keep an open mind to learn. And I don't have time for anybody who moves like that. I am in a constant pursuit of learning. I want to learn. This is why it is that I said it's absolutely ridiculous. I hope YouTube doesn't hit me for that, but I have to just talk straight from the heart. I think it's absolutely freaking ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous to look down on somebody for their skin tone, the color of their irises, their hair. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's the dumbest stuff in the world. That's why it is. I'm like, because I'm trying to learn, and I do learn from absolutely everybody, whether it's observing them, whether I'm observing them do something that they know how to do well, whether it's actually having conversations with them, whether it's learning their different languages. I'm not gonna say too much, but I got a chance to talk to some of the people who watch me from different parts of the world, like New Zealand, different parts of Europe, Croatia, France. I have Cape Town followers, right? Cape Town followers. I have so many people. And it's like every time you could ask anybody who's had a conversation with me a couple of times, they'll tell you, and I'm not bragging, they will tell you, I am in a constant pursuit of learning. If any one of those people who watching this video, comment down in the comment section below, right? Don't let the trolls get you and start acting stupid and have them start doing that. But just leave a comment in the comment section. I am one of those people that is in a constant pursuit of learning. I want to learn languages. I want to learn absolutely as much as I want to learn. And I am the person that essentially says yes, no, maybe, no option. I am the one that controls that mechanism on whether it flicks on or off. And when I see someone who wants to play that game of victimhood, they want to act like they want to stay stuck in one particular mode for the rest of their life. They getting older, time going by. They in their 50s, they in their 30s and dumb, 40s and dumb, 50s and dumb, 60s and dumb. That's loser stuff. That is loser mentality. That is loser talk. So this is the reason why it is that to me it's a little bit of a pet peeve. Not enough of a pet pee for me to smack the taste out of somebody's mouth. I don't get that impatient, or that intolerant, I should say, to be more accurate. But I just dub the person. I just clear right out of there. I'm like, nah, I'm not dealing. I'm not hanging out. I'm not hanging out with this person as friends. I'm not hanging out with this person as a potential love interest. None of that. Like, that's a whole dub. Nah, I'm cool off that, because the person, it says to me that the person is very juvenile, emotionally. The person is also very emotionally illiterate. Something has to take its place. And when you're not becoming more quote unquote intelligent or wise, you know what I'm saying, and you're not putting your mind to good use, something will have to take its place. And what takes its place is stupidity. What takes its place is emotional ignorance, emotional illiteracy. People who tend to not really want to gain knowledge and stuff like this, they're very dumb. They're very lackadaisical in the mind. They're very touched. They're very slow. They don't understand themselves. They're not self-aware. They're not aware of their surroundings. They're just constantly you know what I'm saying? Constantly at the mercy of strangers, at the mercy of other people. And they hope, and they're, no disrespect, but they're hoping, and that they're praying that they just make it through life with luck. So, I love learning. You know what I mean? I absolutely do. I love it. I can't get enough of it. And I just want to continue to get better. My version of better, I want to continue to get better with time.